From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
You know, it don't matter what black people are doing. If black people are doing something good, people complain about it. If black people are doing something bad, people complain about it. If black people are happy, people complain. If black people are sad, people complain. If black people are quiet, people complain. If black people are loud, people complain. It don't matter what black folks do, positive, negative, somebody got something to say. Now, you have this commentator, he's a Latino, some right winger, and this post caught my particular attention. Let's check this out real quick. Now, I want you to look at this particular post. It says, all future DEI hires on the way to destroy your life, brought to you by affirmative action. So he's saying that, and I'm going to play the video here in a second so you can see the video itself, what he actually posted. But these black women graduated college, doing something positive. They're not harming nobody. They didn't commit no crimes. They're not doing anything. If they got a college degree, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to get on certain programs, right? Probably got some student loan debt, unfortunately. But let me go on and play the video real quick so you can see exactly, what he's complaining about. Did any of y'all see a problem with that? I didn't. It looked like they're having fun. They happy. They dancing. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's twerking or anything like that. But this guy gonna sit up here and say future DEI hire, sir. Your last name Hernandez. They look at you as a DEI hire too. But let me get back on the screen so I can cook a little bit. And this is why. When you hear me talking about, listen, I got issues with Trump. Definitely some things he do. But then some things I don't have an issue with Trump, right? We don't need all these people immigrating to this country being anti-black racist. Would them girls graduating got anything to do with him? They're not affecting him whatsoever. He don't realize that he's a DEI hire. DEI means anybody outside of white. That's what DEI means. Why do you think, and I know you think that because maybe they labeled you as white as a classification. You probably thought that you was in the club with them. But there's a lot of videos being made by people in his community who are immigrants finding out that they're not in the white club. They are in the Hispanic club, and they're getting them out of here every day. They are raiding them. They're making big spectacles, big scenes to get them out of there. And like I said before to other immigrants and other videos, you're not special. They'll get you out of here too. Trump is talking about going after people who would naturalize citizenships. In other words, immigrants that come here and get a citizenship, they can take your citizenship away. Now, if you are a natural born citizen, like you was actually born here, then no, right? But he's talking about coming after them. Who you think he'll go after? You just saw that the Afrikaners came in here. That's the people they want to bring in here. They don't want people like this guy in this country. People like him, they think participating in anti-black racism is going to make them, safe. That's what they think it is. And every time they get proven wrong, every time, That's why I say black people can't do nothing without child. Like, why? Okay, there's no women in your community that you can go watch graduate and that you can celebrate with them. Why are you worrying about what black women are doing, sir? You have no life. That's really what a lot of it is with a lot of these groups. They have no life. They always paying attention to what we're doing. Don't matter if they dancing, even if they were all twerking, don't even matter. What that got to do with you? Go celebrate the women in your community graduating college, or you're the men in your community. You know what I'm saying? They always, like, trust me, I'll never forget that time I ever heard them say that, let's go see what the blacks are doing. When I heard that, I never forget that. I'm like, why do you want to see what we're doing? Why? What is it that's so special about us that you got to see what we're doing? Like y'all that boring, or you got to go always pay attention to what we're doing? I'm telling y'all, black folks wasn't around, they would lose their minds. All of them. Who would they look at for trends? Who would they look at to even complain about? You know what I'm saying? Now, the folks, they'll just find them a new target because that's how they are. But they prefer us to be the target more than any other group, because the other groups are not going to fight back with them. They're not going to make it fun for them or some sort of challenge. The other groups, they're going to just cower down. They're going to complain a little bit and then just get in line. That's not really worth it for them. That's why they want to go after us, because they know, okay, if I go after them, it's going to be a fight. You know, I'm not going to get it easy with them. So if I do something against them or I get a win, I actually earned it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you did a Daniel Penny, that sort of thing. But you have a lot of these immigrant groups. They can be Asian, they can be whatever. Because what's that guy, Asian Don, and all these other ones? Suddenly you're talking about black folk, but like they're not going to come after Asians either. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something about black people. You continue having fun. You dance at your graduation. You enjoy your carnival cruise. You do your line dancing. Hey, if you want to take up a new hobby, cooking and stuff like that, you do that. It's getting about that time, barbecue season. I say I was going to buy me a nice pit, because I say, you know what, I'm barbecuing this year. I'm going to be making food, you know, and that's something I'm going to take up. I say, shoot, I got my temperature probe and everything to make sure things are cooked right and all that. So, yeah, because, you know, I like certain things that at certain ways with the cooking. And so, you know, hey, you make sure your temperature is right and all your meat. So, you know, hey, that's a for surefire way to make sure it's cooked. Now, some people say, oh, you don't need all that. Just look at it. Like, no, you ain't got to burn meat, because some people want to burn meat. You don't need to burn it. Just make sure it's the right temperature. Like, for instance, you want your hamburger. The best way to cook a hamburger is medium well. Now, medium well has no pink in it. It's cooked. It's just not all hard and all that mess. Well, you know, it needs to be between 155 to 165 on the temperature to be medium well. Stick that temperature probe in there. You know what I'm saying? Take up things like that, you know. Don't be sitting up here worrying about these people. These people ain't got a life, man. They ain't got a life. But always sit up here talking crap about us. If y'all would focus your attention more on your own communities, fixing your communities, and this guy fixing your homeland where you fled from, you know, you got some nerve. You sit in this country, but you're not in your country talking. At least black women ain't fled their country. They didn't run. If black women do anything, they go visit other countries and they come back home to America. They're not all fleeing America. But you fled your homeland, want to talk down on FBAs. You not, listen, if you fled, you're in no position to talk about nobody. Just be glad you're here and just keep your mouth shut. You want to talk about somebody, talk about the people in your homeland. That's the only people you got a right to talk about. Because you sure ain't got no right to talk about us FBAs. Not whatsoever, okay? So, you know, that's why a lot of brothers and sisters have delineated, and that's why a lot of brothers and sisters have said, yeah, we're Tom Homan at. That's why they be saying it, because of comments like that. We sick of these people that we fought for rights and all that for them to come in here. Then when they get in here, they want to attack us. That's why I say, yeah, Tom Homan and ICE, where you at? That's why black folks are saying that. Because we listen, it's enough we got to deal with the folks and their racism. We don't need no imported racists. So if the imported racists are here, and they want to get them out, I'm all for it. Get them on out.